Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now, today's video is going to be about Ramadan, working in Ramadan, living during Ramadan, everything to do with Ramadan out here in the UAE. Now, I'm starting this video and it is currently 7:05 in the morning and I'm still not at work, which is rather unusual. If you watched my last day in the life of a teacher video, I'm normally in work by 20 past, 6:30. But during Ramadan, the first big change for everybody here really is the working day is shortened and changes to allow for those that are fasting to get a bit more rest, and it just supports them more during the working week because obviously they still have to work, but they're not allowed to eat or drink or consume anything during those working hours, during the sort of daylight hours. So we've got a considerably shorter day today. Start work at, well, we're meant to be in by 8:15. Children rock up from 8:30. School officially starts at 9 a.m. and then we finish by 1:45. So much shorter day. Yeah. Now, while it is quite nice that, we have a shortened day, don't have to wake up quite so early, end up getting home realistically by any time between 2:30 and 3:00. And that is quite nice, having that shortened day. It does also mean that we have considerably less time for planning, for marking, and actually even for lessons. Our lessons have been reduced considerably, and the whole teaching approach has to be different in order to fit in what we need to fit in and for the children to get the most away from the lessons. So it is quite a change. Now, Ramadan during school periods only lasts for 3 weeks. The first week was during the last week of our spring break. So this is now the second week of Ramadan. We've got this week, we've got next week, and then after that will be Eid. But because it's based on the moon sightings, Eid is not a solid yet. It's definitely going to happen, but when it starts and how many days is yet to be decided. So yeah, right, I'm off to work. So in school, we do have children fasting, and in fact, everywhere you go in the UAE, people are obviously fasting because we are in a Muslim country, and therefore there are lots of changes. Now in school specifically, what that means is the children have shortened break times, and those children that are fasting have special rooms to go into so they don't have to see the other children eat. Now, as a member of staff, and in fact across the school, it's kind of frowned upon to be drinking and eating around school sites, and so the children that aren't Muslim and that aren't fasting, they have their specific break times that they can eat their snacks basically. Now they have the two snack options. As always, they have a break time and they have a lunch time, and like I say, during those time periods, those children that are fasting can go and spend some time in another room so they don't have to see their peers, their friends eating and drinking around them when they're trying to stay good and they're trying not to eat loads of food and drink. So that's the current setup. As a member of staff, what does that mean? Well, unfortunately, that doesn't mean I'm allowed a coffee during the day. Realistically, I'm sure I could probably sneak one in if I made it and then took it into one of my offices. But again, I also have to be aware of my colleagues. As a teacher, I have many Arabic members of staff that are also going to be fasting too. So generally speaking, in school, it's a bit of a no-no to be eating and drinking around site, just for the respect of those people around you that are fasting. Another thing that's great, which is not Ramadan related whatsoever, is there is now no longer social distancing within schools, which means I've been able to cluster my classroom together. I've got groups of children working together in different ways. Children can actually sit next to each other. It's made a massive difference. And it also means that we can now introduce things like book corners, shared resources, and all sorts of things like that. So that is a positive. Admittedly, it's not linked to Ramadan, but it is a little update that I wanted to share with you. Which means my tables can now be grouped together. And over there is the start of a small book corner. What is linked to Ramadan though is I can't play music. Music, unfortunately, is not allowed during Ramadan. Even when you go out, music is turned down, depending on where you go. I mean, here in Abu Dhabi and at Al Ain, there is no music anywhere during daylight hours. It's a bit different in Dubai. You can still do brunches and you can still go to like the beach parties and they will still have music playing, but they won't have quite so much entertainment. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to play music during the day, which really sucks because normally I like playing music throughout the day in my class. It's great for me, it's great for the kids, but unfortunately can't do that, but it's okay. Okay guys, so that is my day finished. I say my day finished, my day's not even remotely close to finishing, it's 2:45. But that's my day at work finished. School is now done. As I mentioned earlier on in this video, school finishes here at 1:45 now. I spent a little bit extra time than normal in the classroom after work, just to finish off some plans, to mark some books, because obviously with the shortened day means that we have less time to crack on with those things that we normally would. The nice thing is I am now on my way home and it is 2:45. Normally the school day wouldn't even be finished by now. So I now have a free day, effectively free afternoon, to do what I want. Because it's Ramadan, I've not yet eaten lunch. I'm going to go home and obviously I'm going to have some lunch, and then I'm going to head to the gym. So the video is not finished yet. I'm going to talk about life outside of school as well during Ramadan out here, but my day in school is done. Okay guys, so I am changed. I've had some lunch, got myself a Diet Coke, and I am just waiting for my food to settle down before I head to the gym. I've got a couple of other little bits and bobs that I would like to do before as well. Ramadan outside of school. I said I was going to talk a little bit about it. Now, I've experienced Ramadan both here in Al Ain as well as in Dubai, and there is a big difference. Okay, in Dubai, a lot of the restaurants are open, the cafes are still open, people play music, you can eat and drink outside, especially in those specific areas. Like if you go down to Kite Beach, for instance, you can get coffee and sit outside and drink a coffee. Al Ain is a little bit different. I've been to a couple of cafes and coffee shops in Al Ain during the day, especially on the weekends, and they've been closed, basically. They don't open until later. And a lot of the restaurants out here will be prepping and ready for iftar, which is where Muslims will break their fast. So you may well find that during Ramadan in the UAE as a teacher, or don't even have to be a teacher, could be anyone, if you are not Muslim and you're not fasting, especially on weekends when you're most likely to want to go out for food, for lunch and so on, the venues will be closed. As I say, a bit different in Dubai, but in Abu Dhabi and Al Ain, I know that a lot of the venues are closed during the day. They don't open until around 6 or 7 p.m. when iftar occurs, but you may well find that they then stay open until 2 a.m. Other venues like gyms, my gym as an example is not open in the morning, but they have now got a massively extended timetable and they're open until 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m., allowing for Muslims who are fasting to break their fast and to then sort of recoup and recover, ready to then go and do a workout if they so wish to. So there is a few differences. I wouldn't say that it is that bad per se. It can be a bit inconvenient, but equally, I think the most important thing to understand is that we are in a Muslim country and you have to be respectful to those people that are fasting. And ultimately, it is only 4 weeks and then it's Eid and then everything opens up again. So there are a few changes, but they're not that bad. Okay guys, I am now finished in the gym. Did a bit of a leg session,
feeling hot. The temperature at the moment is astronomical. It's like 40 degrees on a daily basis, which still isn't as hot as it gets in the summer, but the summer is very, very close. You can just feel it. It's just during the day, it's almost too hot to go outside. But yeah, it's still okay. But we're very close to the summer now. Right, I've just done in the gym, like I say, sweating buckets. I'm gonna head home, do some stretching, and then I'm gonna finish this video off. Right, let's go home.
Okay guys, so I am back home, just finished doing some stretching. Because of various car issues, which you will have seen if you watched my previous videos, I haven't properly been in the gym for a couple of weeks. So I'm slowly getting my body back into it, but I have absolutely no doubt that I'm going to have killer DOMs tomorrow, which is not ideal because I'm meant to be playing football. Anyway, that is the end of this video, guys. I hope you found it informative and useful, especially if you are looking to come out here to work. Obviously, a lot of my content is aimed at potential teachers that are coming out here or people that are already out here that want a bit more information. And so I thought that I would put together a little video about Ramadan because it is something that people talk about a lot when you first arrive in the UAE and you are a teacher. You will inevitably end up having half the people that you work with talk about Ramadan, but without actually experiencing it, you really don't know what it's like. So there you go. The good thing is that Ramadan doesn't just affect teachers, it affects the entirety of the UAE because it is a Muslim country. So everybody kind of adopts the same sets of rules. Well, not every, because obviously there are like supermarkets and stuff that's still open, but most businesses change their hours because of Ramadan and because of the fasting. So you won't be the only ones because you're a teacher. Everywhere is the same. But there we go. So if you guys found this video at all useful or interesting, please hit the like button. If you want to know anything more about Ramadan or how COVID is changing out here for teachers, then comment down below or follow me on Instagram and drop me a message over there. I know a lot of people are doing that and it's great to see. And if you haven't already, guys, please consider subscribing. We are slowly approaching 1,000 subscribers and that is a goal that I would love to achieve. So there we go. I'm going to end the video now and I will see you guys next time.